So for this week, I'm going to go over a few things. This is going to be brief. So we've got my indoor garden. We've got my blood work. Wow, that's really it. I think I think I have some video of my progress at my apartment renovation. And then the last thing that I will mention, there's no video of it, but I just kind of snuck up on me. I'm about 2 weeks out on taking a road trip with my sister's family down to South Padre Island in Texas. And I'm like, wow, I could really use some warm, sunny beach weather right now, because once again, it is snowing outside. It would just be nice, wouldn't it? And then also, hey, I'm thinking windsurfing, maybe. If I can work it in, I would love to have at least a day or an afternoon, let's say, doing that. Maybe even a lesson, because I'd like to be able to learn to water start. That would be a great skill. Something that probably is considered a beginner skill, and I have no idea how to do it. And that's it. So I believe videos to proceed. It's time for a garden update. So I have made an upgrade here. So I went from this box, which could hold one 10 by 20 tray, and I just had some fluorescent shop light over the top of this. Could not grow anything because it's too cold. When you keep your house at 60 to 62, plants don't like to grow at that temperature. As much as they say cool, I don't know what that means. Like lettuce and spinach is supposed to be a cool vegetable. Well, 60 is not warm enough. So I went to this, and so here is a box that fits two 10 by 20 sheets or grow trays. And I kind of have this little hinge, well, not hinge, but so this is what it looks like inside. Oh, you can't really see, it's too dark bright. Here is my lights. So I've got two LEDs. Those are grow lights, and that's for the growing sun replication. And then this middle bulb is a 60-watt incandescent, and that provides heat, which has been a huge benefit. So let's just put this over here. And so here's my garden. So here's a closer look. This is my lettuce right here. This sprouted up quite well, but then without the heat, like honestly 24 hours after I put that incandescent light on it, it grew probably twice as much as it had the week prior to having not enough heat. So it went from 60 to 80. My spinach here just is not doing anything. And over here, in the meantime, I was like, well, let's sprout some other seeds. So I've got a bunch of radishes here, and I was going to take them past the microgreen stage and see if they actually grow radishes. I'm going to like thin them out when I want to have a little radish little snack. the radish green snack. And for Buddy over here, I'm gonna grow his own little pot, because he does like to, if he gets a chance, he likes to take little snacks, which, you know, I can't blame him. And then this is my most recent purchase, is this little indoor-outdoor thermometer. So this is what it's reading. So 62 inside, and well, now it's just dropping because I have the heat off and the doors open, but it'll get up to you know, mid 80s. I leave it cracked a little bit, plus it's not airtight, so it stays in the low to mid 80s, which seems to be doing the plants good. And then over here I've got another thing going, so now I've got too many things going, which is so I've got some beets there. You can see they are starting on that one side because I had a heating pad. I only had one at a time. Now I have two, so that'll be better. So I'm gonna have to figure out some sort of cycle of sprouting outside of this box and then going inside this box. I do have material, so this is foam faced 1-inch foam with the reflective side in. So here's a microgreen. Well, it's a little bit beyond microgreen stage. There, my autofocus. But it's still, it still has a good radish bite to it, which is really fun. I think if I harvested this lettuce, I would make one salad, and so that would be kind of a really expensive salad. So I'm gonna let that grow a little bit more. But these radishes are super fun. They're easily one of my more favorite microgreens to grow. And so I think I'm going to try that. I might actually try just growing the really dense microgreen tray and see how that works in here. I think it's going to work a lot better than any other time I've tried it, because I can have this warmer environment. It's going to make a big difference in how well it grows. Here's my garden, and I'm going to do the first cutting of my lettuce, because that looks pretty good. I'm not going to cut too much. I'm also going to thin out my radishes. Here is my salad, which I have waited a long time for this, so this is probably like a $50 salad. There's probably cheaper ways of getting your salad in the middle of winter, but when you're growing it yourself, it's a little bit more difficult than just going to a grocery store. But I will enjoy it that much more because I grew it myself, and looking forward to it. These radishes have started to grow a true leaf, so they're definitely well beyond microgreen stage, so they've supposedly lost some of their power pack nutrition, but they still have a pretty good spicy kick to them, so that's going to be great in the salad. Moving on. So, I got blood work done, and I got the results. So everything, actually, it looks pretty good, so that's good to know. I haven't, I think even things, I did this last year, I think things maybe even be a little bit better than last year. There were two areas actually. So my lipids, so my cholesterol is near the top of the range, which is somewhat of a concern, I guess, or at least it was before I did a little bit of research. Then the next thing that's not good is my LDL is slightly above. 131 is what it is, and the maximum range is 129, so only 2 points higher out of 130 points, so I'm like less than 1% too high. I'm not terribly concerned, and my non-HDL cholesterol is 138, and the range is 0 to 130, so I'm on the high side of that too. What I've read is that cholesterol is important, and that there was a study that if you actually had higher cholesterol, you were less likely to get dementia when you were older, because cholesterol is very important for your nerves, and so brain and spinal cord healthiness depends a lot on having enough cholesterol to repair the damage. And if you have lots of cholesterol, then you're less likely to not have that damage repaired. Now the heart part, that I read numbers are very deceiving, I guess, or these numbers are, doctors really don't, or modern medicine just has these ranges, and they don't really know what to do with them, or they don't tell the full story. How about that? What matters more is how dense your LDL is. If you have like fluffy LDL, then, or maybe even HDL2, if they're fluffy, then they are easily swept away. If they're denser, then that's what is harder to, that's going to stick and stay, and it's harder to get off. So I guess it's like if you have gum on your shoe versus a melted marshmallow. you can wipe off the marshmallow a lot easier than the sticky gum. How about, now that's a great analogy, isn't it? The other thing that I think this may be genetic thing is that my red blood cells are, they're not terribly like evenly symmetrical or something like that. My RDW is on the, they're both slightly on the low side. So my RDW is 11.4 and the bottom is supposed to be, you're supposed to have at least 11.8 to 14.8, so I'm a little bit down there. And RDW-SD is 36.8 and it's supposed to be between 39 and 56. So that's a little bit lower. That's a whole like 10%. I'm not sure I can do anything about that. But the cholesterol I can. And I will try to eat less farm-raised meat or any animal product. So if it's a free-range egg, for instance, the cholesterol in the yolk actually is supposed to help moderate my cholesterol and put it into the healthy level. So that just means I get to spend more money on animal products if I do buy them. And as it's turning out now, I'm not really doing a whole lot of animal product purchases, so maybe I'll just go vegetarian if I have to.